Hello everyone, this is Serton and let's get started. Think about lighting a match. The reaction happens almost instantly. Now, compare that to iron rusting. It can take weeks or even months. Both are chemical reactions, but they occur at very different speeds. In chemistry, we don't just ask whether a reaction happens, we ask how fast it happens. Now, the speed of a reaction can depend on factors such as the amount of reactant present and the temperature of the system. To understand why some reactions happen quickly while others proceed more slowly, chemists study the rate at which reactants are converted into products over time. And this is what we call reaction kinetics. And it helps us explain and predict the rate of chemical reactions under different conditions. With that in mind, let's focus on today's lesson, the average rate of a reaction. By the end of this video, you should be able to evaluate the average rate of a reaction using experimental data. Chemical kinetics is the area of chemistry concerned with speeds or rates at which a chemical reaction occurs. The term kinetics refers to the rate of a reaction or the reaction rate, which is the change in the concentration of a reactant or a product per unit of time. With that in mind, the units of for reaction rate are usually molarity per second. That is the change in the concentration measured in molarity divided by a time interval measured in seconds, thus molarity per second. Let's consider the hypothetical reaction A to B depicted in figure 1. Each red sphere represents 0.01 mole of A. Each blue sphere represents 0.01 mole of B. And the container has a volume of 1 liter. At the start of the reaction, or at 0 second, there is 1 mole of A. This means that the concentration of A is 1 mole per liter, or 1 molar. After 20 seconds, the concentration of A has decreased to 0.54 molars, while the concentration of B has increased to 0.46 molars. Notice that the total concentration is still 1 molar, because for every mole of A that reacts, 1 mole of B is produced. And after 40 seconds, the concentration has dropped further to 0.30 molars, and B has risen to 0.70 molars. You can see a clear pattern. As A decreases, the B increases, and the total amount remains constant. This relationship helps us calculate the average rate of the reaction. Now that we can see the concentration of A and B change over time, we can talk about the rate of the reaction. Now, looking at this reaction, there are two ways we can describe how fast it is happening. We can measure the rate at which reactant A disappears, or we can measure the rate at which the product B appears. Both describe the same reaction, just from different perspectives. For the product B, the average rate over a time interval is given by the change in its concentration divided by the change in time. For the reactant A, we use a similar expression, but we include a minus sign. The minus sign is important because the concentration of A decreases as the reaction proceeds. Since the change in concentration of A is negative, the minus sign converts it into a positive reaction rate. By convention, reaction rates are always reported as positive quantities. whether we are describing the disappearance of a reactant or the appearance of a product. When we write the formula for the reaction rate, you might notice square brackets around the chemical symbols like this. These brackets simply mean the molarity or concentration of that substance in moles per liter. You'll also see the Greek letter delta, which is read as change in, and it is always equal to a final value minus initial value. Let's have a sample exercise. From the data in figure 1, calculate the average rate at which A disappears over the time interval from 20 seconds to 40 seconds. From the given problem, we know that the initial time, or T sub 1, is equal to 20 seconds, and the concentration of A at T sub 1 is equal to 0.54 molars. Aside from that, we know that the final time is 40 seconds, and the concentration of A at the final time, or T sub 2, is equal to 0.13 molars. And we are asked to calculate for the average rate of reaction over this time interval. Moving forward, we know that the formula for the average rate is given by the change in concentration of A divided by the change in time, or delta T. But because A is a reactant, a minus sign is used to make the rate a positive quantity. And now we can solve the problem. At first, we are going to identify the change in concentration of A, and that is going to be final value minus initial value. The final value for the concentration of A is 0.13 molars minus 0.54 molars divided by the change in time, which is 40 seconds minus 20 seconds. With this, we will end up with our answer as 1.2 times 10 raised to negative 2 molars per second, or molarity per second. Therefore, the average rate at which A disappears over time interval from 20 seconds to 40 seconds is 1.2 times 10 raised to negative 2 molarity per second. Now you can pause the video and try to answer our practice exercise number 1. To summarize, the average rate of a reaction describes how fast reactants are converted into products over a given time interval. By using this data, we can calculate this rate from either the disappearance of a reactant or the appearance of a product. In the next lesson, we'll use the stoichiometry of a reaction to express the reaction rate in terms of a reactant or a product. That's it, and see you next time.